welcome to a Monday edition of the Bruce Hooley Show. I am sorry that I didn't jump right on the music there at the end. I'm still counting. Bear with me for a second, would you please? There's 39, 40, 41, 42. I'm getting close to the end. 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. 47 pictures in a Columbus Dispatch story this morning. In this morning's rag, under the headline, Awesome Moms, Adorable Dads Celebrate Girls at Central Ohio Girls on the Run Finish Line. What did I say, 47? There's also a second story on this event in downtown Columbus, which has 15 pictures with it. So by my count, my West Liberty Salem High School math, that is 62. Shout out to Mr. Day, Mr. Turner, Mrs. Arnold, everybody who shepherded me through my math classes at West Liberty Salem High School. 62 pictures of dads, moms, girls smiling on a beautiful Saturday morning in Columbus, Ohio, celebrating an event that my daughter, one of my daughters, the one who's graduating this year, coming up Sunday, in fact, celebrating an event in which she participated many years ago when she was a little girl, like these little girls that I see in this picture. And they're running through downtown Columbus in the area where City Center Mall used to be before crime in the city escalated to the point where nobody from the suburbs would go to City Center Mall anymore. And so they had to tear it down and build a park there. I'm flummoxed. I'm confused. Does this mean that has John Wolfe come out of the ground and retaken ownership of the Columbus Dispatch and reestablished conservative principles, the Columbus Dispatch, to where the headline, Awesome Moms, Adorable Dads Celebrate Girls at Central Ohio Girls on the Run Finish Line became a priority for the Columbus Dispatch? Is the angry Bobcat, Amelia Robinson, head of the woke rag editorial page at the Dispatch, is she out of business now? Is she gonzo? She off to join like the Human Rights Commission or Equality Ohio or some other organization that wants to tear down traditional American families? Maybe she's gone. Maybe she's like been fired and is headed to Kansas City to carry a picket sign outside Arrowhead Stadium to call for the Chiefs to cut one of the best kickers in the NFL, Harrison Butker, because he espoused in a speech at Benedictine College in Kansas the exact same values that it sure seems to me like the Columbus Dispatch is extolling in this morning's story by Barbara J. Penerick, who I've never heard of before. But Barb, you go, girl. How did you squeeze this in to the Columbus Dispatch? Awesome moms, adorable dads celebrate girls at Central Ohio Girls on the Run Finish Line. There's like a treasure trove of topics to address in this story. First of all, am I to assume that the Columbus Dispatch is now willing to agree to the fact that girls should have events to themselves, that trans girls, biological boys, should not be able to participate in this? Girls, I might add, doing the most girl thing ever, wearing pink. The official shirt of Girls on the Run is pink. And you get down to, I don't know, picture number like 35. The big banner over the top of the street is pink and lime green. Those are girl colors, dare I say. Dare I be racist and homophobic and sexist and transphobic and everything else? Dare I say those are girl colors? And I'm scrolling down. I'm at least like a picture 25, 26, 27. On down we go. On down we go. I know we got a picture of the medals here somewhere. The medals, are they pink? The medals? They are hanging on purple and pink ribbons. Purple and pink ribbons. Didn't Molly Ringwald make a movie, Pretty in Pink? Isn't that like a girl movie? So that's my first observation, is that now being a girl's okay with the Columbus Dispatch. It was not okay when Harrison Butker talked about women and men having separate roles and God designing them differently. That was not okay. But this is okay. At what point does it become okay, Amelia Robinson and fellow wokesters at the Dispatch, for girls to be celebrated? Like if these girls on the run, wait a minute, what do girls on the run do? Oh, they often compete in track and field, don't they? Like if we're going to celebrate girls on the run in downtown Columbus, if we pick up the girls, maybe bus them to a local high school where they want to compete against each other around a 400-meter track, can we celebrate that? If a dude masquerading as a girl wants to get in there, would we dare say, I'm sorry, you're not a girl, you can't participate? See, I would say that. Riley Gaines would say that. Cammie Kortokrax, Ohio State softball player, said, in fact, that very thing as it pertained to her sport, softball, on this show on Friday. Men and women are genetically different, Cammie said. They have different muscle structures. I love competing, she said, but I don't want to compete against men for a spot on my team. Now, her position is at odds with everything we've seen before from the Columbus Dispatch editorial page and from people at the Dispatch. But all of a sudden, dare I say, they've found religion? God made them male and female. Dare I say, the Columbus Dispatch has found religion. Authentic evangelical Christianity. The Bible is inerrant. It is the word of God. We are submitting to God's authority that men and women are separate and that women are gifted a certain way and men are gifted a certain way. I'm like, hallelujah. Praise the Lord. This might be a big time moment in the history of the Columbus Dispatch. Or it's just another episode of the double standard that Democrats practice, where when they're comfortable celebrating an event like this, you go, girl. Oh, baby girl, don't even start. AOC in Congress last week. I see where, who's the knucklehead from Texas? Jasmine Crockett says that the reason why she got so mad at Marjorie Taylor Greene, because Marjorie Taylor Greene said, I think you're having a hard time reading that because your false eyelashes are getting away. Jasmine Crockett now says she fired back at MTG about her butch blonde body because false eyelashes is a racist trope. It is? Did Marjorie Taylor Greene say, you know, you're just like all black women, you have false eyelashes and therefore you can't read? No, she just said your false eyelashes are getting in the way. Your false eyelashes are getting in the way. Does Jasmine Crockett wear false eyelashes? She does. Does Angel Reese from LSU wear false eyelashes when she plays basketball? She does. Are there scores and scores and scores of white girls who follow Kim Kardashian on Instagram who wear false eyelashes? There are. But because Jasmine Crockett can't take it when Marjorie Taylor Greene makes a crack about her ridiculous false eyelashes, it can't just be, I didn't like her calling me out on playing up my eyelashes. It has to be a racist trope. See, again, there is no equality on the Democratic side of the aisle. Nowhere, no how is there equality on the Democratic side of the aisle. Let's go to the Trump trial in New York, shall we? Let me just prove my point another way. The Trump trial is going on in New York. Alvin Bragg, a Manhattan prosecutor in New York City, is prosecuting Donald Trump for 34 supposed felonies on what? Election interference. Election interference. Who manages elections in the United States of America, class? Oh, that would be the federal government. And the Federal Election Commission. Who manages that? The FEC. Now, are local district attorneys empowered to police federal elections? Not so much. But down in Texas, hold on, Mark Thiessen, on the border down in Texas, federal officials are opposing Texas enforcing federal law. Wait, flesh it out for us, Mark Thiessen, Washington Post.
Texas is doing. If it's unconstitutional for Texas to enforce federal immigration law, how is it constitutional for New York to enforce federal election law?
That is a great question. And you know, I got a great answer for it. It's the same answer as to why is the Columbus Dispatch celebrating girls on the run, where if I led a charge to keep trans girls out of a local high school sports competition, they would fight me tooth and nail on it and call me racist and misogynistic and everything and transphobic and everything else. The reason is because when Democrats do it, it's okay. But when the conservatives do it, it's not.
Mostly sunny and warm this afternoon. The high today 89, clear and mild tonight, low 62.
We are off and running. Glad to have you along. I'm energized on a Monday. Glad to have you back. Twitter audience and Facebook audience and every part of my audience. So now we get to Joe Biden and his commencement address. Oh, glorious, glorious, glorious.
Here's great news. If you plan on attending Ohio Christian University as a new traditional student this fall semester at the Circleville campus, you can receive a $5,000 tuition scholarship for only $2,500. That's right, get a $5,000 tuition scholarship for only $2,500. One scholarship per student, and all Ohio Christian University admission requirements must be met. Learn more at 989theanswer.com or call RMAT at 614-216-5049. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Everyone knows the old saying, nothing lasts forever. Well, whoever said that obviously never bought a timeshare. Not only do your maintenance fees and assessment fees go on forever, they go up forever. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Over 10 years ago, I was a timeshare salesman. But once I saw the dark side of the business, I quit. I started helping folks get out of the timeshare. Since then, we've helped over 30,000 families by getting them out of bad timeshare. If your timeshare agreement goes on forever, if you were told timeshares are a great investment, or your maintenance fees will never go up, you have questions, we have the answer. Give us a call. I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call Wesley now for your free information kit. 800-839-8484. That's 800-839-8484. 800-839-8484.
Hi, Mike Gallagher here. Let me tell you about my friends at Innovative Roofing Systems. They're the finest, most trustworthy installers in Central Ohio. If you need a roof inspection, it's free. If you install a new roof or siding and mention Mike and this ad, you get a $1,000 discount on your residential project. Innovative Roofing Systems. Schedule your appointment today, 614-324-9797. 614-324-9797, or go to innovativeroofingsystems.oh.com.
Join me, Dennis Prager, on an unforgettable Bible cruise to the Caribbean, November 29th to December 8th, 2024. Imagine 9 days of basking in the sun, surrounded by the stunning beauty of a tropical paradise. Amid profound conversations, I'll share about the Bible and my insights into current events in a way that I believe you will really enjoy. Secure your spot on this once-in-a-lifetime adventure by calling 855-565-5519 or booking online at PragerBibleCruise.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-353-2973 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-353-2973. That's 800-353-2973. What do you have to lose? Call 800-353-2973. Again, 800-353-2973.
Well, I've got an appointment Wednesday afternoon. I'll be at QC Kinetics offices, and I'll be able to tell you a lot more about the landmark medical procedure, non-surgical, that can help you get out of pain. Yes, QC Kinetics right here in Central Ohio. They take the natural healing agents in your body. They're called platelets. They remove them from your body. They concentrate them. Your body, amazing instrument made to heal itself, will make more. Hey, who took all the platelets? I don't know, but we got to make more. Double time, boys, double time. Okay, so then after your body makes more, QC Kinetics re-injects those same platelets into the affected area. You got hip pain, neck pain, joint pain of some sort, keeping you from doing what you want to do. QC Kinetics can help you get back out there and get you back in the game, or back in the yard, or back on the shooting range, or wherever you want to go. Set up your free, no obligation consultation at QC Kinetics, like I did. 380-208-4544, 380-208-4544, 380-208-4544, QC Kinetics. Thanks for joining us. Monday edition, Bruce Hooley Show. I got ahead of myself. I'm so excited about today's show. I'm going to have to call down to the Dispatch and ask them about the apparent inconsistency between them being all in with Maria Bruno and the other trans activists at Equality Ohio and other organizations, and why they're celebrating girls. Girls in pink. Girls running. No boys. No trans girls. I mean, if they had a trans girl in that race, you know that would have been the first picture of the 62 pictures in the Columbus Dispatch celebrating girls on the run. So, what else was going on in the world besides girls on the run over the weekend? We had old fool on the run, Joe Biden on the run, speaking in Detroit at an NAACP rally, and speaking at Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia, which Joe Biden can credit for winning Georgia in 2020. Now, a little dicey. Joe Biden supposedly losing a lot of support among black voters, among particularly male black voters. Probably not among this male black voter who spoke yesterday at Morehouse College. And I want you to hear what he said, and picture in the background Joe Biden sitting there looking extremely confused. What am I doing here? When's Mannix on? Where's my tapioca? Could I get some Wheatina, please? Jill, is my Ovaltine ready? Anyway, Joe's sitting there, and while this guy says this, Joe Biden is applauding. Nay. Ooh, Biden clapping. Immediate and permanent ceasefire in the Gaza Strip, and Joe Biden is clapping. Now, let me point out, which I'm not the only one to point this out. My astute producer, Jeff, pointed this out, that on October the 7th, there was a ceasefire in place in Gaza, and Hamas broke it. And in fact, every single time Hamas finds a hole in the fence or an opportunity to exterminate a Jew with a bombing or something, they do it. And every single time, most of the time, there's a ceasefire in place. They are the ceasefire kings, ceasefire breaking kings in Hamas. This is why the term permanent ceasefire is a nonsense term when it comes to a country ruled by Hamas, which in its charter says that it will not rest until every Jew is exterminated. Okay, so there you go, Morehouse man. Speaking of Morehouse man, nay, I'm a human. Good idea to probably a better idea not to say nay, so people think you're a horse before you say I'm a human, just to clear up, speech. I know you want to show off your big Morehouse vocabulary, but Joe Biden was speaking about Morehouse men, and I play this cut first because it is indicative of every Biden speech, right? What do you know is going to happen if Joe Biden says, I'm not kidding around, not a joke, you think I'm kidding, but, well, you know he's lying, right? You know he's lying. So here we go. Oh, yeah. It is the best thing that's happened to you, huh? Well, fact check. Not true. He has 0 Morehouse men working for him in the White House. Not because a bunch of them quit, because he has never had a Morehouse grad working in the White House in his entire term. Kamala Harris, one of the, 1,200 people who have quit as her communications director, was from Morehouse, but no longer works there anymore. More Morehouse men in the Biden. Okay, so he's lying, which of course he always is lying whenever he says, not a joke, not kidding. Speaking of Kamala Harris, here's Joe Biden from the same speech defining democracy.
Democracy you hear about actually works for you.
Oh, yeah. We're pandering.
What is democracy?
You're about to tell us.
Black men are being killed in the street.
Oh, they are.
What is democracy?
Mm.
The trail of broken promises still leave black communities behind. What is democracy? You have to be 10 times better than anyone else to get a fair shot.
Well, I will admit, the Great Society was enacted by Lyndon Johnson in the 1960s. So it is democracy, or at least it's democratic democracy. And that series of policies, welfare, lots of other things, have done more to destroy the black family than anything else. So from Joe Biden's perspective, from Lyndon Johnson's perspective, from the Democratic perspective, yeah, that's democracy. It's not really working and hasn't worked. I don't know how many billions or trillions we've spent on ending the war on poverty. Drive through Linden, drive through the Hilltop, drive through the Near East Side. Tell me how that policy has worked out for black people in America. Here's another lie Joe Biden told. Some of them are purposeful. Some of them are just indicative of how completely gone his brain is.
Things were kind of bad during the pandemic. And what happened was Barack said to me, go to Detroit and help fix it.
When was that again that Barack told you to go to Detroit and fix everything?
When I was vice president. Kind of bad during the pandemic. And what happened was Barack said to me, go to Detroit and help fix it.
Okay, so I'm confused. I was under the impression the pandemic hit in March of 2020. Was Joe Biden a vice president in March of 2020? I know Trump and Pence eventually didn't get along, but I think Pence was still the vice president in 2020. I don't think Barack sent him to Detroit to, quote, fix the pandemic. Now, he might have sent him there when Detroit was melting down from 2008 to 2016, when like it became a hellish landscape downtown with virtually every house overrun by drug addicts and foreclosures. He might have sent him to Detroit to fix it then. And, you know, in typical Joe Biden fashion, it stayed a hellish landscape and drug haven, but not during the pandemic. Not when Joe Biden was vice president during the pandemic, because he was not. Man, I don't think there's a possibility Trump can fit in all the demonstrations of Biden's inadequacy in one debate.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason.
During the pandemic,
included in a group of people,
Barack sent me to Detroit. Sure he did.
Court. Several Hamas
what a utter buffoon.
Accused of war crimes by the court's top prosecutor.
Oh, I'm not done yet. I got more Joe Biden lies. I got more. I never run out.
By the defense. A caretaker president has been named in Iran following the helicopter crash that killed the country's hardline president, along with its foreign minister and several other high-ranking officials. Oklahoma and Kansas, the latest states experiencing violent storms, including some confirmed tornadoes. Oklahoma City witnessed at least one tornado. On Wall Street this morning, stocks are higher. The Dow is up 61 points. The Nasdaq ahead 109, and the S&P is up 21 points. More details, srnnews.com.
Donald Trump's indictment proves that saving America is not going to be easy. There are entrenched powers that are fighting this with everything they've got. They want to keep control over the country, the narrative, and the nation's money supply. Hi, I'm Lance Wallnow. I'm a news analyst, a Christian author, and evangelical leader. I speak to millions of people every week, people just like you. You see, what the elites are doing is using inflation and government handouts and now central bank digital currencies to determine how they're going to control America. And that's why I recommend all Christians start a gold IRA from the Birch Gold Group. Because physical precious metals are one of the few ways you can maintain control over your own savings. To get a free info kit on gold IRAs, text the word faith to 989898. Birch Gold Group is the only gold company I trust. Get their free info kit and you'll see why a gold IRA can help you. There are no strings attached. Text the word faith to 989898 and you're going to be blessed by taking action.
We are strong and we'll get through this together, but these are stressful times. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, and know that you are not alone. Visit wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station. One service that's in tune with your needs. It's time to get the kitchen of your dreams. Update, upgrade, uplift with kitchen tune-up. Your cabinets need an update? Have you always wanted a new modern door style? Or maybe you just want to start from scratch and renew everything? Kitchen tune-up makes the process enjoyable and hassle-free. Stop in. Let's make a plan. We'll bring your kitchen to life. 0% financing is available right off Wilson Bridge Road in Worthington. Go to kitchentune-up.com for a free in-home estimate. Update, upgrade, uplift with Kitchen Tune-Up.
Bruce Hooley here, and if you've watched the news at all, you know that Mike Lindell and his My Pillow family no longer have to support the big box stores or the shopping channels the way they used to. They've been part of the cancel culture, and they're the target, so they want to pass the savings of being canceled directly onto you by having a $25 extravaganza. When Mike started My Pillow, it was a one-product company. With the help of his dedicated employees, they now have hundreds of products, some of which you may not even know about. To get the word out, I want to invite my listeners to check out their $25 extravaganza. For instance, a 2-pack multi-use My Pillow, just $25. My Pillow sandals, $25. Their 6-pack towel sets, $25. Brand new 4-pack dish towels, you guessed it, $25. For the first time ever, premium My Pillows with all new Giza fabric, just $25. Orders over $75 will receive free shipping too. This amazing offer won't last long, so go to mypillow.com and use my promo code Bruce. That's mypillow.com, promo code Bruce.
News, opinion, action. Here, The Answer, anywhere you go. With The Answer, mobile app at 989theanswer.com. Also on your smart speakers, TuneIn or iHeart.
Oh boy, got a treat for you. The $1 annual memberships at patriotswitch.com have been continued to the end of the month. Now you're going to get busy when next weekend arrives, Memorial Day, graduations, graduation parties. So why don't you go right now, brucehooley.com or patriotswitch.com/Bruce and leave your contact information. I've got time today. I'm going to be at the offices of Soft Step Carpet in Plain City. Come see me. I'll be there from 1:30 to 7, and I'll be making calls to those of you who have expressed interest in getting all natural products shipped right to your front door. Oh, what's the shipping cost? Oh, $10.22, no matter how many of the 450 plus products you order that will be good for you, good for your family, good for the environment, good for the American economy, because you'll be striking a blow against woke capitalism. The products from Patriot Switch are all made by one company, a family-owned company, one that's pro-police, pro-life. So, oh, by the way, that $10 shipping, it gets credited back to your account the following month so you can buy more stuff good for you, like mouthwash and toothpaste and laundry detergent, stuff you need. patriotswitch.com/Bruce or brucehooley.com. So Joe Biden out courting the black vote because even though he says the polls are wrong, he knows the polls show that a lot of black voters are deserting him or are less enthusiastic about voting for him. See, it's one thing in 2020 to tell all the black people that Donald Trump's coming for you, Donald Trump hates you, Donald Trump wants to get rid of the Affordable Care Act, Donald Trump's economy's not working for you, even though it was, and they believe Joe Biden's lies. Now, though, prices are outrageous, 20% higher across the board, wages are down. When adjusted for inflation, inflation is up. Nothing Biden has done has worked. Well, I mean, one thing has worked. All his rampant spending, the Inflation Reduction Act that was really an environmental cash grab for the privileged, the American Rescue Plan, which didn't rescue anybody, All that spending has created the worst inflation in 40 years. And it's, as they say, sticky. They can't get rid of it. Because when you spend too much and you don't create real jobs, oh, jobs are up. What are you talking about? Government jobs are up. Government jobs are up. Does government create goods? Nope. You can't go to the government store and buy anything. Sorry. Healthcare jobs are up, Bruce. Again. How many cars roll off the assembly line because you hired a bunch more nurses? Okay, see, when you boost American manufacturing, who benefits? Well, steel industry benefits, the chip industry benefits, and the trucking industry benefits, and pretty much everybody benefits because there are more jobs, more workers, and that money filters down through the economy. But Joe Biden knows he needs to court black voters, and so he was in two black strongholds, right? Detroit and Atlanta, two cities that came up big for him in the last election. Of course, the phony water leak in Atlanta helped, and after the polls closed, trucking in of mail-in ballots in Detroit didn't hurt either. But Joe Biden knows he needs black voters. And so he spoke at a historically black college, which, by the way, there were people in the crowd who turned away from Joe Biden and walked out, including a faculty member, when Biden got up to speak. Interesting, eh? Interesting. So Biden was lying through his teeth, as he always does, because he can't open his mouth without lying. And the first big whopper he told was, because he's speaking to Morehouse College graduates, to talk about how many Morehouse graduates he has working for him. He says, who's not talking about anybody else, working for him in the White House.
I got more Morehouse men in the White House telling me what to do than I know what to do. You all think I'm kidding, don't you? You know I'm not. And it's the best thing that's happened to me.
Best thing that's happened to him. He has no Morehouse men working in the White House. He has never had a single one working for him in the White House. The last one worked for his VP, Kamala Harris, but that guy quit because, well, I just said he worked for Kamala Harris. You'd get tired of it too. Okay. So there's lie number one, pandering lie number one, pandering lie number two.
Hello, Detroit.
Oh boy. Hey, Detroit.
My name's Joe Biden, and I'm a lifetime member of the NAACP.
Of course you are.
Matter of fact, the first organization I ever joined was the NAACP.
Anybody want to vet that? First organization I ever joined was the NAACP. I looked up when did Joe Biden join the NAACP and did not get the answer to my question. But I did get a very interesting link to a site called Bridge, Michigan, which vetted Biden's speech to the NAACP in Detroit. We'll get into that in just a second, but I have one other thing I want to play for you from Joe Biden, spoken to the NAACP audience in Detroit over the weekend.
You missed your high school graduation.
Wait, I am wrong. This is at Morehouse College. I mean, cut me some slack. I'm trying to keep track of all the lies in all the different places, and it's sometimes difficult, but this was in his speech Sunday at Morehouse College.
You missed your high school graduation. You started college just as George Floyd was murdered.
Wasn't George Floyd murdered in May? Who starts their college choices in May? Nobody, okay? Anyway, here's more.
And there was a reckoning on race. It's natural to wonder. Democracy you hear about actually works for you. What is democracy? Black men are being killed in the street. What is democracy? Trail of broken promises still being back to black men alive. What is democracy? Because 10 times better than anyone else get a fair shot. Most of all, what does it mean? Heard before. The black man who loves his country.
Was Xander Schauffele putting for the win at the PGA when Joe Biden finished that pandering, bootlicking appeal to black voters? Was Bryson DeChambeau putting to try to get into a tie for the lead? Listen to the golf clap Biden gets from a black audience when he's pandering to them on race.
What is democracy? You have to be 10 times better than anyone else to get a fair shot. Most of all, what does it mean? As we've heard before, to be a black man who loves his country, even if it doesn't love him back in equal measure.
I think they imported the marshals from Valhalla, and they're all standing there with their arms up. Quiet, please! Quiet, please! He's pandering, and he can't get anywhere because you know what they're thinking. I know what they're thinking. Here's all you need to know about that cut, and you tell me if they're not thinking the same thing I'm thinking.
What is democracy? You have to be 10 times better than anyone else to get a fair shot.
Who's your vice president? They're all sitting there like I am going, wait a minute, you got to be 10 times better to be black and to get a shot? Like, who's your vice president? The word salad cackling idiot. She's not 1/10 better than anybody else. They're all sitting there thinking, 10 times better. Well, the person who's a heartbeat away from having the nuclear codes is a buffoon. Okay, so it kind of looks like in your administration, being black is an advantage, not a disadvantage. I guarantee you that's what they're thinking. The golf clap at the end raises my hopes that black people, all people, except, white college-educated sluts who want to murder babies in the womb in the name of freedom and autonomy, are finally getting sick and tired of this message that it's not going to work in November, that people are going to vote on which one of these guys did the better job in his 4 years as president. One tells me, if I don't vote for him, I ain't black. And the other one says, what have you got to lose? Remember that Trump statement from his 2016 campaign? What do you got to lose? Like he's in inner city, I think it was Cleveland, where he goes, what do you got to lose? Like give me a shot. Now, I told you I happened upon when I Googled when Joe Biden joined the NAACP. I didn't find that information out, but I did find a site called Bridge, Michigan. Bridge, Michigan fact-checked Joe Biden on his speech and his pandering to black voters on Sunday. And I'll just read you from the story. Bridge told the NAACP, or Biden told the NAACP, the racial wealth gap, the disparity in wealth between black and white Americans was the lowest in 20 years. But analysis from multiple organizations, such as the Brookings Institution and the widely conservative, not American Civil Liberties Union, notes that black wealth, while it has grown, the gap has grown wider. And then he goes to talk about health care, and that's gotten worse for black Americans too on Biden's watch.
This afternoon, high today 89, clear and mild tonight, low 62. Partly sunny, warm day tomorrow, the high at 88. Wednesday, clouds, breezy and humid, not as warm. Couple of showers for the morning. Afternoon thunderstorm could be a strong one. It gets some damaging wind, hail, even an isolated tornado. High Wednesday, 78. Thunderstorm on Thursday, the high Thursday afternoon at 73. I'm Steve Williams on 98.9 FM, The Answer.
This is Josh Pick with Aptus Wealth Management. The U.S. and the world have certainly changed a lot in the last few years. We're facing money dangers that we haven't seen in a long time, maybe ever. Inflation continues to be a problem. Interest rate increases have made purchases like cars and homes seemingly impossible for some, and retirement looks like a scary proposition. For many, it appears to be a dire situation and has left them paralyzed and fearful. You are not helpless, and there are ways to gain back control. At Aptus, we help our clients navigate the labyrinth of retirement planning and educate them on how to make appropriate choices for their individual situation. Whether you have never met with a fiduciary investment advisor before, or you just want a second opinion, we're here to help. Call our office today at 614-917-1040 and learn how a cost-free complimentary meeting may be the key to putting your money to work and your mind at ease. And don't forget to listen to the Atlas Blueprint Radio Show Friday evenings at 6, Saturday afternoons at noon, or call our office today at 614-917-1040.
Attention business owners, medical practice owners, and taxpayers with not-so-simple tax returns. If you're not getting timely and useful financial advice throughout the year from your accountant, why not? I'm CPA Brad Miller from Premier Tax CPAs, and the true value of using a CPA is getting guidance throughout the year, not just at tax time. During the year, we can actively advise you on your financial, tax planning, and other major business needs, just like an outside CFO. Too often, when you see your accountant only at tax time, we're really only keeping score of what you did last year. At Premier Tax CPAs, we like to have monthly consultations with our business clients, because important financial information is only useful if it's timely. See us before April 15th and get a free copy of my latest book, The Ohio Business Owner's Tax Survival Guide. At Premier Tax CPAs, we're firm and work with you and your business throughout the year to help you make decisions before it's too late. Give us a call at 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
Hey friends, whether it's the melting winter snow or the spring rain that's coming, if you've got roof leaks, that water's coming in and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Well, actually there is, but you've got to take the steps. This is Bob France, and that step is to call Sky Roofing at 614-280-9308. Look, Sky Roofing is not some fly-by-night storm chaser company that comes in after a storm, claims they fix the leaks, then disappears before it starts leaking again, leaving you to find someone. No, Sky Roofing is just a long time. They've been serving Ohio homeowners for over 2 decades, and their pledge is to treat your roof like it was one of their own. So if your roof is in disrepair, maybe you've got some gaps in the shingles, or maybe the roof has served this time well for you, but you just need a new one, the damage that's going to be caused by all of those leaks is going to be worse than the cost of getting it done right. Do yourself a favor, get it done right. Call Sky Roofing, 614-280-9308. Call today, get a great quote, or go to skyroofinginc.com. Sky Roofing is roofing done right. Car payments, credit card payments, home loans. Man, that's a lot of debt for you to carry. Let us help you get caught up when you enter the $18,000 Get Caught Up sweepstakes. The grand prize winner gets up to $10,000 in get relief. 3 first prize winners will get up to $1,000 in get relief, and 10 second prize winners will get $500 in get relief. That's $18,000 total, and that could be you. Enter the Get Caught Up sweepstakes at 9890answer.com.
So, as I said before, I will be at Soft Step Carpet in Plain City 161, just down from Costco, today from 1:30 to about 7 o'clock. Looking forward to seeing you if you need new flooring, and looking forward to hooking you up with great steak. We had filet on Saturday night. What's the occasion? I said to my wife, oh, just because I'm hungry for steak. And there's no better steak than Riverbend Ranch Steaks. You know that, or should. If you don't, it's kind of your fault, because Riverbend Ranch Steaks, you're not locked into having to subscribe for a year or a year and a half. You're not even locked into having a shipment sent to your house every month. You can opt to have a shipment every other month. And my guess is you'll start it every other month, and then after you have it, you go, oh, I got to have more of this. Why? Because no hormones, no antibiotics. Grown on a real ranch, black Angus beef from one rancher. Ship it right to your door after it's processed on site, so the cattle are not stressed on their way to market, and dry aged to perfection. You'll love it. RiverbendRanchSteaks.com/Bruce Hooley. Cheaper than any other meat buying service and better quality. RiverbendRanchSteaks.com/Bruce Hooley. So one more fact, lie, from Joe Biden's speech to NAACP members in Detroit on Sunday. I told you that he referred to the racial wealth gap in America and how he's done it better than Donald Trump. The Brookings Institution and American Civil Liberties Union notes that while black wealth has grown, well, sure, we've had the highest inflation in 40 years. Everybody's pay has gone up, but has it kept up with inflation? No, because the gap has grown wider, according to Brookings and the ACLU, from that's up to $215,000 in the middle of Biden's term in 2022, the last time they measured it. By the way, his statement that, oh, black men, crime, they're coming for you, blah, 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 blah. Here are the numbers. 2023 interracial homicides in America. How many blacks were killed by whites? 86. How many whites were killed by blacks? 488. 488. Those are FBI statistics. So those are from Chris Wray's desk, okay? Now back to Biden's speech in Detroit. He railed about health care. Trump wants to cancel Obamacare. That's his oft-repeated lie. I'll read you right from Bridge, Michigan's assessment of Biden's speech. In 2011, 19.3% of black Americans were uninsured, as compared to 10% in 2022. Who was president in 2022? Oh, that's right. It was Joe Biden. A decline of about 4.1 million through, wait, a different date. A decline of 4.1 million through 2019. Who was president in 2019? Oh, it's Donald Trump. Now we have an update on that number of black Americans who are insured. And here it is right from the Bridge, Michigan story. In recent years, progress on expanding insurance coverage has reversed when the end of pandemic era policies in March of 2023, wait, who was president then? Oh, Joe Biden, kicked millions of Americans from the program. Hey, Mr. Healthcare. Hey, Mr. Prepared Statement. Hey, Mr. I'm not joking. I'm not kidding. You think I'm kidding, but I'm not. Black Americans and all Americans were kicked off the coverage in 2023 when you were president. Sorry to hit you with the facts. I know you are allergic to them. Now, while Biden is easy fodder for a talk show host, so also is the freak out over Kansas City Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker's speech to Benedictine College a week ago, commencement speech. Contrast the Harrison Butker speech to the Biden graduation speech at Morehouse College. At Morehouse College, Biden talked about, it was a campaign speech, and it was about Biden. It wasn't about the graduates. It wasn't about charting a better future for them or how to live their lives or what Joe Biden has learned from living life like for 842 years. It just wasn't about anything other than, I want to be president again. You're black. Vote for me. Remember, if you ain't black, you vote for Trump, you ain't black. Butker's speech was an attempt to say, you're told this, here's my experience with it, here's what my faith tells me at a Catholic college coming from a Catholic man to Catholic graduates. Butker stayed in the lane that graduation speeches are supposed to stay in. Biden did not. But Harrison Butker has been roundly criticized because Harrison Butker advocated for traditional values, people in love, people who sacrifice for each other, people who create life and nurture that life in their children. It's the basis of the family. The family was designed by God. And so, of course, the left hates it. Here's a speech from an LA talk show host who, boy, I bet she's a ton of fun at parties. Listen to her.
Sitting in Los Angeles in my beautiful office of my own late night talk show. Soon I would be driving my hybrid car to my beautiful home to kiss my two beautiful and healthy children and my husband who had taken the year off to parent so I could focus on my career. And I have all of this, all of it, because
why?
I was allowed bodily autonomy at 15. I will not be shamed into being quiet. We will not be shamed into being quiet. Never again. I will never stop talking about my abortion or my periods or my experiences in childbirth, my episiotomies, my yeast infections, or my ovulation that lines up with the moon.
Man, I bet if they see her across the room at a party, they go, hey, wait, hey, I want to go talk to her about her yeast infections. Don't you? Or do they like go, oh, that screed shit, that shrew is over there. Let's get out of here before she comes over here and starts talking about her periods. Did you notice? She says, I have, and I quote, all of it, not because of the husband who she says took a year off work to sacrifice so she could pursue her career. She has all of it because she was allowed to get pregnant and kill her baby at age 15. She has all of it. Her husband, he played no role in any of her success. Contrast to Harrison Butker. This is what Harrison Butker said to women in his speech at Benedictine College.
I think it is you, the women, who have had the most diabolical lies told to you. How many of you are sitting here now about to cross the stage and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world.
So he said there, I would venture to guess. He has been roundly criticized, ripped, including by nuns over the weekend who are, quote unquote, affiliated with Benedictine College, because his comments have been portrayed as him advocating that women subject themselves to men and not pursue a career. That is not what he said. He said, in my life, my wife, and he choked up talking about his wife, has found her greatest joy in raising a family. But he said, I would venture to guess. He's guessing about what people in the audience. He's not saying, you will find this out. Do it this way. Who's more measured, more calm, more peaceful, more at peace with the life they've lived? Harrison Butker or the witch screaming about abortion? What did the nuns say about Harrison Butker? These are nuns, by the way. The Sisters of Mount St. Scholastica do not believe that Harrison Butker's comments in his 2024 commencement address represent the Catholic Benedictine Liberal Arts College that our founders envisioned. What? Some of you, I mean, this is just incredible to me. They say that his comments focused on division. No, they didn't. They focused on like leading a happy life and having a happy marriage. People are crazy. That was a country song. Remember the guy who like met the stranger in the bar and they had a beer and then the guy ended up like a couple years later leaving him his fortune? He goes, God is great, beer is good, people are crazy. Yes, we talk about crazy people every day here on the Bruce Hooley Show. Glad to have you along. Hope you enjoy your day. We'll be back doing it again tomorrow. Catch hour number 2 on the Bruce Hooley Show Facebook page, the 989 The Answer Facebook page, and I'll put out some shorts later, some short clips of the show later on today on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and on Rumble. So there you go. Have a great one, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon. Thanks for joining.